to be a living sacrifice. Do you recognize this verse? I beseech you, therefore, brethren, by the mercies of Yahuwah, that ye present your bodies a living sacrifice, set apart, acceptable unto Yahuwah, which is your reasonable service. I'm sure that most followers of Yahuwah our Eloah have heard this verse before, but what does it mean to become a living sacrifice? Let's find out. Hello and welcome back. Lovely weather we're having. I pray in the name of Yahushua HaMashiach that all has been well and that everyone has been safe and healthy this summer. So today I want to discuss one of the finer aspects of being a follower of that way which the apostles spoke of. Being a living sacrifice. This isn't as hard as it seems, but neither is it as easy as the apostles probably make it sound in the New Testament. How do we become or make ourselves living sacrifices? Well, let's begin with number 1. Commit and submit. The first step to becoming a living sacrifice to our Eloah Yahuwah is to commit ourselves to Him and submit to His will for us. Submit yourselves therefore to Yahuwah, resist the devil, and he will flee from you. Submitting to His perfect will not only draw you closer to Yahuwah, but also repel the devil and his evil workers. Submitting to the will of Yahuwah isn't always easy, especially if there are still things you want in this world, but we have to put our own desires aside in order to walk the path that Yahuwah has set for us. Alright, let's move on to number 2. Faith and trust. I know it's 2 things, but let's just not talk about that. We must place all of our faith and trust in Yahuwah. We cannot waver, stray, or doubt. And again, that's hard, but trust Him. He's not a human. He won't fail you. We must have total confidence in the fact that Yahuwah, our Eloah, knows exactly what He's doing, and that even when we don't understand why something is happening, He knows and is in control. Trust in Yahuwah with all thine heart, and lean not unto thine own understanding. In all thy ways acknowledge Him, and He shall direct thy paths. Be not wise in your own eyes. Fear Yahuwah and depart from evil. As faithful believers in Yahuwah our Eloah, we must all know that He works all things for the good of those who are good. So, if you're in accordance with His will, keeping His commandments and walking uprightly, then you should never worry about anything or doubt. And we know that all things work together for good to them that love Yahuwah, to them who are the called according to His purpose. Now, saying you have faith is easy, but walking in it is hard. Having empty faith is not enough. Our faith must be clearly visible in our actions. Even so, faith, if it hath not works, is dead, being alone. Yea, a man may say, Thou hast faith, and I have works. Show me thy faith without thy works, and I'll show you my faith by my works. Thou believest that there is one Eloah? Thou doest well. The devils also believe and tremble. But wilt thou know, O vain man, that faith without works is dead? Was not Abraham our father justified by works, when he had offered Isaac his son upon the altar? Seest thou how faith wrought with his works, and by works was faith made perfect? Next, let's move on to something I mentioned before. Coming in at number 3, keep His commandments. Keeping Yahuwah's commandments to the best of our ability is one of the best ways to become a living sacrifice to our Eloah. If you love me, keep my commandments. Yahushua said that. It's just so simple. It's just that simple. Yahuwah does not demand much of us. The least we can do is read Leviticus and Deuteronomy and the Pentateuch period. Learn His laws, statutes, and commandments, and strive to the utmost to fulfill them. He hath showed thee, O man, what is good, and what doth Yahuwah require of thee, but to do justly, and to love mercy, and to walk humbly with thy Eloah. See, He's even saying these aren't huge requirements. They're not that, it's not that much. And the thing is, He understands and forgives us when we do make mistakes. And I don't want to hear it. I always say this. I don't want to hear anyone say that the death and resurrection of Yahusha annulled the law because Yahusha himself spoke against this mistruth. Literally, that's not what it means. Okay, let's just read the verse. For verily I say unto you, till heaven and earth pass, one jot or one tittle shall in no wise pass from the law till all be fulfilled. He didn't come to take away the law. He fulfilled it in that he did it perfectly. Never did he ever need to make a sacrifice or an atonement offering like everyone else. He never had to. He perfectly fulfilled the law to show us how to. He didn't say, because I did it, you don't have to do it. No, because I did it, you should definitely be able to do it. Ugh, sorry. Keeping Yahuwah's laws and statutes is not always easy in modern times, but keeping them makes us different. The law sets us apart from this lawless generation. And we know that we need not conform, but rather be transformed. And be not conformed to this world, but be ye transformed by the renewing of your mind, that ye may prove what is that good and acceptable and perfect will of Yahuwah. All right, next, let's move on to our final point. Number 4, fasting and prayer. Many people believe that they don't need to fast and that it's unsafe and unhealthy and unnecessary. But in modern times, when we have so little to offer our Eloah, we should be more than willing to pray and go without food or drink for a day, from sunset to sunset, or even from sunrise to sunset. Yahusha and many of the prophets prayed and fasted for days and were neither harmed nor made ill. In fact, they were strengthened in spirit and learned to trust in our Eloah for everything, including living without food and water. Fasting is essential in our walk with Yahuwah, our Eloah. Yes, it's tiring sometimes when you work a job that requires lots of physical exertion, but it's doable. Some important works and miracles can't even be accomplished without fasting and praying. And Yahusha said unto them, because of your unbelief, for verily I say unto you, if ye have faith as a grain of mustard seed, ye shall say unto this mountain, remove hence to yonder place, and it shall remove. Nothing shall be impossible to you. Howbeit this kind goeth not out, but by prayer and fasting. Offer yourselves as living sacrifices to Yahuwah our Eloah. Remember that nothing we do goes unnoticed or unrewarded. So now, to reap eternal life later. Then Peter said, Lo, we have left all and followed thee. And he said unto them, verily I say unto you, there is no man that hath left house, or parents, or brethren, or wife, or children, for the kingdom of Yahuwah's sake, who shall not receive manifold more in this present time, and in the world to come life everlasting. Finally, I'd like to add that being a living sacrifice means you must actually be alive. It's crazy that I have to say this, but don't try to die to please Yahuwah, because if you're dead, how can he use you? Being a living sacrifice does not mean dying for the cause or becoming a martyr. No, Yahusha already did that. Instead, we must live our lives and sacrifice our own ways and desires to carry out the will of Yahuwah our Eloah. Again, it's not always easy to let go of control, but Yahuwah knows the plans he's made for us. We have to believe that those plans are the absolute best for not only ourselves, but for those around us and those who will be impacted by us. Oh, all right, that's enough yapping. I don't want to go on a tangent, even though I know how much everyone loves those tangents. People definitely don't skip them. I definitely don't see people do that in the analytics. Anyway, consider making yourselves living sacrifices. And until next time, Hallelujah.